Hey guys, today I'm doing my discussion video for The One by Kiera Cass. Okay, so last time I read this, I thought it was the final book in the series and I was just an emotional wreck. And now that I know that there are 2 more books, reading it wasn't quite as sad. So I will say it again. I know I've said it in every single video. If you are new and you haven't watched any of my older videos, I am rereading the Selection trilogy before the Heir comes out on May 5th, which is actually tomorrow, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then tomorrow on May 5th, hopefully, it depends on when I get the Heir, but I'm going to be putting up a video unboxing it, and in the same video, I'm going to be making like the Heir cover inspired cupcakes. It's gonna be a super fun video. I'm having so much fun filming these discussion videos, and because I had never done any reviews on these books and I'm really loving talking about them with you guys. And so you can go back and watch my Selection book discussion and my The Elite book discussion. I will link both of them in the description box below so you can watch those before you watch this one. But I will say, if you haven't read any of these 3 books, the Selection, the Elite, or the One, don't watch this video. You can watch my Selection one and hear what the Selection is about, because there is a non-spoilery section in that video, but in this one I'm just doing full-on spoilers. So if you haven't read this one yet or the previous books, then you need to leave right now because you're gonna be spoiled really badly, and I really don't want to spoil you on this series because it's so good, and I want you to be completely surprised when you read them for the first time. So if you haven't read any of these 3 books yet, then you need to leave. We'll read the books and then come back and you can discuss it with me. So yeah, bye now, spoiler people! Okay, so you've read The One. Let's discuss. This book is absolutely beautiful, like physically and inside. Can we just have a moment for this cover? It's amazing. I have 2 of it. Not just because of the cover, it's a long story, but I guess I'll just tell you what my 3 favorite scenes are. So number 3 is when all of the girls are in the women's room and they're like doing each other's hair and nails, and then they steal one of Maxon's cameras. The girls are all getting along and Celeste is being super nice, and it's a good time. Second favorite scene in this book is when Maxon and America go up on the roof when it's raining and she finally decides that she loves Maxon and she chooses him, and it's like, hallelujah! Not only because she finally made a decision, but because it was Maxon. I mean, it's just such a great scene. I love it! And my number 1 favorite scene is kind of obvious. It's the epilogue. I smile from ear to ear every single time I read this epilogue. I've only read the book twice now, but I've read the epilogue about 1 billion times. I love how Aspen walks her down the aisle. I just thought that was so sweet. Ugh, Celeste. So much character development, you guys. Like, she was so mean and cruel. Like, putting glass in people's shoes? Are you kidding? She was awful. But in this book, it's like, we hear into her heart and she just spills it all out to America, and we really get to know her character, and just she becomes so like hilarious. She's just so awesome, and why did she have to die? Speaking of deaths, oh my gosh, the Queen. Like, you all know how I feel about King Clarkson. I'm so happy that he died because I hated him so much. None of this could have worked out if he was still alive because Maxon wouldn't be king and the cast wouldn't dissolve. But the Queen, she's one of my favorites. She never got to really have a daughter. I mean, she sort of did, but not legally, I guess. But then again, I feel like Amberly wouldn't have wanted to live without Clarkson. And then going back to that scene, my 3rd favorite scene in the women's room when all the girls are just being girls, and when America goes over to brush Amberly's hair, and there's just this like mother-daughter bonding moment. Like I said in my last video, there are so many feels in this book, it's ridiculous. When we find out that America's father has died, I cannot tell you how much I cry when I read that entire part. When she's reading the letter from him, when she's back home, and just everything. Alright, going on to a less feelsy kind of note. I love that we got to like communicate with the rebels. August and Georgia, I just think that they're both adorable, and I love that we saw them in the Elite and then we really get to know them in the One. Like America's friendship with Georgia, I just think it's like, I just love it. And we find out that America's father was a rebel and Chris is a rebel. What was the point of Chris being a rebel? I mean, does it really make any difference to the story? I really do like America's character. I know some people really hate her, but I think she can be annoying when she's being super indecisive, but I think she's a really awesome person. Her not wanting to do the convicting and put this man in jail for life just for stealing clothes for his family, like that's obviously ridiculous. And how she gave up her dad's necklace that he gave her, and also how when America and Aspen and Maxon and Avery went out on like to see the rebels, and America helped the girl who helped her. She gave her a job at the palace and gave her basically a whole new life, and she's just very, very kind and awesome. And if you still don't like her by the end of this book, I'm sorry. Okay, going back to the feels section here. Okay, first we have this adorable moment where Maxon proposes to America, and then the next day, Maxon finds her hugging Aspen, even though it's not in a romantic way. Neither of them love each other like that anymore. He gets mad, and then when he's like about to choose, and then the rebels attack, and Maxon... Okay, the first time I read this, I was sure he was dead, and I was freaking out when they were under the table. Yeah, when he says, "Break my heart, break it 1,000 times, it was only ever yours to break anyway. I'll love you until my very last breath, every beat of my heart is yours. I don't want to die without you knowing that." Just, those words are enough to make me sob. Okay, I thought that was our last moment with Maxon, and it wasn't as emotional this time. It's still emotional, but like I know what happens, but the first time I read it, I was basically having a heart attack. So after we think Maxon's dead, Aspen runs America off to safety against her will because she wants to stay with Maxon, and then basically she thinks that Aspen is dead, and then once the people finally get her out of her like hiding place, then she runs the hospital thing and finds out that Aspen is alive, and Aspen and Lucy are super cute, and I already actually predicted that before I read this for the first time because I had just read The Guard, and it's like he's been like talking with her father and like all this stuff. It's like obvious that they're sort of gonna happen, but we still think Maxon's dead because he's not there. And then Aspen saves the day for once. For once, he tells her that Maxon is not dead, and we basically got all cry of relief. She goes to his room and he proposes again, and she finds out that he's dissolving the casts, and it's so beautiful, you guys. I can't tell you. Alright, going back a bit, when America was back home with her family on Christmas because her father had died, Coda needs to just get out of here, okay? He's not a part of their family anymore. He did that to himself. Oh, and then she walks down the aisle and Maxon's like, "Hello, my dear." No, when she was in hiding and she's like, "If you live, I will let you call me your dear. I won't even complain." Ugh, I read this book for the first time a year ago, and now I've read it since then again, and I'm still not over the fact that America's dad is dead. Oh my gosh, when the king is like, "Hey, you could call off the selection, take a break, do another one, start fresh," and Maxon considers it for a moment. I'm like, Maxon, what are you doing? And of course he decides against it, but still. Okay, I'm trying to think about the things to talk about, but I feel like I've talked about mostly like all the big points in this book. The Heir, like, it's gonna be super strange and different and weird. America and Maxon are gonna be like 40 years old, and that's weird. It'll be really creepy for me to still have a crush on him. Maybe I'll like have a new crush on like one of the guys in her selection, in Evelyn's selection. I mean, he can't top Maxon, but... And if you're not subscribed to Epic Reads on YouTube, you have to go subscribe to them, not only because their channel's awesome and they do a bunch of cool skits and interviews, but lately they've been putting out the videos with the actual guys, not all of them, there are like 4 I think so far, actors who are playing the actual guys from Evelyn's selection. It's like the actual guys and them answering questions, and it's the coolest thing ever. If you haven't watched them yet, I will link Epic Reads' YouTube channel down below, and you have to go check it out because it's so cool. So far, I'm not a huge fan of Evelyn. I'm sure she'll grow on me. You know how kids, like teenagers, can be really disrespectful to their parents? When Evelyn is disrespecting them, I'm like, you don't know. I will hand you these books and you will adore your parents. I feel like when she disrespects them, I'm gonna be like wanting to punch her or something. I think I remember hearing some rumor about how there's like a woodwork. In Evelyn's selection, there's a woodwork, which means Marlon Carter's son is in the selection. That makes me so ridiculously happy. And I'm sure Aspen and Lucy will be in the Heir. I'm not sure if they'll have kids, but we'll see, I guess. Wouldn't it be funny and awkward if they had a son and him and America's daughter got together? That would be so weird. I think that's it for this video. I do have a video up, like my crackpot theories for the Heir. It was before I knew much about the book, so some of the stuff is outdated, but it comes out tomorrow and I'm dying for it. Like, I'm all caught up. Now I can have it. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm not sure when my next video will be up. Hopefully tomorrow, but I guess we'll see because I'm not sure exactly when I'm getting the Heir. I will have that video up as soon as possible. I really hope you guys enjoyed my The One book discussion. This is the end of an era. It's time for a new generation of Streaves, and it's gonna be weird, but I'm so excited, and okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye!